Hi, I'm Eric Herzog, CMO of Infinidat, and we're participating today in the AI Infrastructure Forum. It's an excellent group. If your company is not yet a member, you should join. Please contact Frank Berry for additional information on the AI Infrastructure Forum. I'm going to talk about how Infinidat leverages GenAI to meet enterprise storage needs. RAG, Retrieval-Augmented Generation, is the next killer application, particularly for large global enterprises that need to use their private data for their various AI applications and workloads. But before we go a little bit deeper on Infinidat and how we help you with your Gen AI workloads, let's talk a little about who Infinidat is and what we do. So Infinidat is a small company. We're focused on high-end enterprise solutions. We have three members of our product family: the InfiniBox, which is a hybrid array, which was the original product, the InfiniBox SSA, an all-flash version, and our InfiniGuard purpose-built backup appliance, ideal for backup and archive workloads. All this is brought together by our InfuseOS operating system, which runs across all of our platforms. Now, what does this really drive for you as an end user? First of all, lower TCO and a rapid ROI. We had a study done by IDC, which was interviews of end users in Europe and in the United States. And our ROI on a high-end system focused on the global Fortune 2000 was 11 months. That's right. So how do we do that? Really, three areas help us do that for you. First of all is our service-oriented automation. We automate as much as possible. In fact, even from a tech support perspective, almost 70% of our tech support activity happens proactively before the customer even knows it's happening. This leads to a set it and forget it IT operations. Several of our public references, as well as those from Gartner Peer Insights, which are references by enterprise end users, talk about having an Infinidat solution for 2, 3, 4 years and never touching it. Talk about reducing the operational resource need when you don't have to touch it. And thirdly is broad-based consolidation. Because of the performance of the InfuseOS and our neural cache technology, we don't slow down as we fill. Most all-flash arrays and most storage arrays, as you start to fill the array up, it starts to slow down. Well, that doesn't happen with us. So as an example, one of our Fortune 500 customers in the United States, 288 floor tiles of an all-flash array from the competitor. Now they're running all the exact same workloads on 61 floor tiles. Talk about saving watts, slots, power, floor space, operational manpower, and even the initial CapEx, of course. Buying 61 floor tiles is way less expensive than 288. Now, we back that all up with a number of guarantees. We guarantee our performance on the InfiniBox and the InfiniBox SSA. We offer 100% availability guarantee also on the InfiniBox and the InfiniBox SSA. And across all three products, we guarantee cyber resilience. We do that in two ways. First of all, we guarantee that our snapshots are indeed immutable. As many of you may know, a couple of our competitors, if you call up their tech support team and can convince them that you work at company ABC, they'll literally turn off immutability. We don't have that back door. When we mean immutable, we mean enterprise immutable. We also guarantee the recovery time objective. On the InfiniBox, the InfiniBox SSA, we guarantee recovery regardless of dataset size in under 1 minute. Yes, under 1 minute. And in fact, we did a cyber resilience public webinar in Q4. We recovered 4 petabytes on an InfiniBox in 4 seconds. I kid you not. Same thing on the InfiniGuard. All the recovery time there is 20 minutes or less. In that same webinar, we recovered a 25.5 petabyte Veeam backup repository, but it could have been a repository from any of our customers: Commvault, Veritas, IBM Protect, Zerto, doesn't matter. But in this case, it was a Veeam 25.5 petabyte backup repository in 12 minutes. In short, as one of our customers noted in the Gartner Peer Insights, if you aren't running Infinidat in your data center, you are wasting money on storage. All this has led to a set of awards. This is 2024 and, wow, 2025. And just last week, we announced that the Gartner Peer Insights Customer's Choice Award, Customer's Choice meaning enterprise end users, not analysts, not press, but true end users such as yourself, for the 7th time, we were named Customer's Choice 2025, seventh time in a row. Well, let's get enough of this early talk and let's get into AI and RAG. So as you know, Gen AI has a risk and a reward. Bad inaccurate responses lead to legal compliance issues. Obviously, there can be reputation issues, customer satisfaction, and a loss of business to the competitors. Remember, if you use a public AI solution, your IP is exposed if you use it for your software development, if you use it for anything you're developing, if you use it for process that you're focused on. If you're in the financial sector, you come up with this great process. If you use AI, you now just made that public. So we're real focused on helping you get accurate data. And what does that give you? A, better customer experience. It enhances your productivity and efficiency, clearly better customer satisfaction, allows you to innovate faster, reduce your costs and higher profits, which is why people like to do it. And also, because you're using your private data, we make sure that your private data is not exposed publicly. That's what we do with the Infinidat GenAI solution. Now, getting it right really is the challenge. As you know, often the public venues, especially if you're doing it in the no charge version, the results are old. I just did Chat GPT on myself, and it talks about me back in 2022. Well, it's now 2025. Now, I know the paid versions are more accurate, of course, but again, you want to make sure that you're not using publicly available data. You want to make sure that your specific proprietary data is not exposed. You also want to make sure that when you're using AI, you are not inadvertently violating someone else's IP, violating their patents, violating their trademarks. All this, as you know, is one of the reasons why AI has become such a hot topic all over the world, and how should we regulate it? Well, you can avoid that. You can avoid hallucinations. You can avoid exposing your data to the competition or inadvertently using theirs by using AI that's based on your technology, on your data sets, what you need for your supply chain, what you need for your factory, what you need for your software development process. And you want to make sure that you're constantly updating. You need to always have the newest and latest data. If, for example, I'm a global car manufacturer with a number of different product lines and a number, obviously, of different brands, and I'm making things, think how many different types of screws or springs or engine parts, paint colors, glass types. Just imagine that. And guess what? You have new car models almost every single year. So you want to make sure you're constantly updating so you're building the right cars and you're getting the right supply chain of the right components you need to build those cars accurately, which is why GenAI, the right answer is what you need, and we're going to help you get that. So Retrieval-Augmented Generation, everyone calls it RAG in the industry, allows you to combine what you get in GenAI with your private data sets. That's the idea. You use your private data. So if you've got 45 different databases, you are leveraging the data of those 45 different databases. Now, remember, this is like when you're back in college. Remember taking that class, especially when you were in your first or second year, freshman or sophomore, you had to read 10 different textbooks. Now, you knew the professor was only going to focus on testing really with 3, but if you didn't read the 10, you absolutely didn't get an A, and probably not even a B. There are enough questions from those other 7 textbooks. You want to make sure that using your RAG solution, you are making sure you identify where your data sources are, what those data sources are, how you're going to access them. And of course, with our solution, we allow you to choose the LLM, the SLM, and whatever vector databases you want. We provide that reference architecture that allows you to pull this all together, anything that is NFS data. Now, we can do this both on-prem and with our cloud edition as well. So our cloud edition is a full version of Infinidat, and it behaves as a full array. It's not a light version, which some other storage companies do when they put it out in the cloud. So this allows you to both on-prem and off-prem, whatever those data sets are, to take your RAG with GenAI and use your existing infrastructure in the majority of cases. You leverage that existing Infinidat infrastructure, be it on-prem or in the cloud. You automate and orchestrate the deployment so that you can get all the information you need no matter where it sits. It also works with other storage environments, anything that uses the NFS protocol. So that could be file-based data, that could be database data. But if you are heterogeneous in storage and you have us and some other vendor, and some of the data you need to pull together your AI solution requires data from both our storage and someone else's storage, as long as it supports NFS, we can do that. So this gives you new flexibility and new scalability, and of course, legal protection. Your data is not exposed to your competition, nor are you inadvertently using public GenAI and violating their patents, their trademarks, their IP, the last thing you want to do. So you want to build a Gen AI solution. And in fact, we're also going to have Wei Wang, our technical integration specialist, is going to be presenting a live demo for you guys to see on how we put together the various elements of our reference architecture for RAG with your AI solutions. Now, GenAI has a lot of challenges, and we need to make sure that we're looking at all these challenges. Initiatives are hitting the wall in a number of areas. There's a massive amount of checkpoints. You need to make sure you're not overrunning your storage array. You want to make sure that you are getting all of the information from all the various data sources. If you're doing supply chain, you need 45 different data sources and you only get 37 data sources. I guarantee you, you're going to have a factory or you're going to have a store that doesn't have the right inventory because you need to grab all that. Obviously, you're going to be leveraging GPUs. These can be very expensive. So you want to make sure that you're optimizing that. You've got power consumption issues. And of course, you want to make sure that you're not subject to cyber attack. All enterprise storage is subject to cyber attack. In fact, the average enterprise will suffer over 1,600 cyber attacks per week. And security analysts, not storage guys like me or the AI infrastructure forum group, but security analysts estimate the total cost of cyber threats in 2025 is over 10 trillion. Yes, 10 trillion US dollars between paying ransoms, between loss of data if it's a malware attack, between fighting it, the amount of extra time it takes to recover that data. So you want to make sure that you have cyber resiliency built in, because if you're using AI to the cyber attackers, it's just another workload to go after, just like your financial data, just like your personnel data, just like your manufacturing data. It's just another workload for them to attack. And as you know, cyber criminals are incredibly sophisticated. So what are the advantages that we offer you with our solutions? First of all, we are RAG ready. Many of our customers use us for mission critical databases and file storage. And by using vector databases, which are available from a number of small companies, but also some of the larger companies, for example, Oracle has a vector database if that's who you use. So we're ready to go given what customers use us for when they're not in an AI workload. Our neural cache technology gives you that incredible performance. You want to make sure that that AI workload is responsive and what it takes. And AI workloads are very susceptible to the latency of the data they're getting in order to process as fast as possible. Remember, the idea of AI is not to replace humans, not to be Skynet, not to be Vicky from iRobot. The idea is to complement and accelerate decision-making processes. That means it needs to be as fast as a human looking at a spreadsheet or looking at their SAP or Oracle data sets, or even faster, but it also needs to be accurate. With our neural cache technology, it goes beyond AI and ML to true deep learning. We have a patented technology, takes a look at every write in our DRAM. So in fact, most of our customers achieve coming out of DRAM, not coming off the storage media, whether that be all flash or whether that be hybrid with both all flash and hybrid hard drives in the configuration, but literally out of the DRAM, which is much faster than any of the storage media. You want to make sure by using our neural cache, we make predictive pre-staging the data in the cache. And the longer it runs, the faster it gets, because we are using, if you will, deep learning inside of our technology, just the way you want to use AI across your data center to get better results, giving you better application performance. And that would extend to AI workloads as well. You also want to make sure that AI is up and running all the time. It is another workload. If you're selling off your website and that needs to be up 24/7 by 365, so does AI. If you're going to be running supply chain, manufacturing, finance, leveraging AI in that, you want to make sure that you can take advantage of our active controller technology, which, as we talked about earlier, delivers 100% availability. And we support hybrid cloud technology as well. So if you're an Amazon customer, if you're a Microsoft customer, you can put a full version of our operating system and you can leverage the cloud and still pull NFS data sets, databases, or file data from essentially an InfiniBox sitting in the cloud, InfiniBox on-prem, and our competitor storage as well, as long as you're supporting the NFS protocol. So we want to make sure, of course, that you also are cyber protected. We have built into all of our technology, the InfiniBox, the InfiniBox SSA, and our InfiniGuard for backup purposes, our InfiniSafe cyber stack. This includes air gapping technology, local and remote snapshots, because you can do snapshots locally, you can replicate and do snapshots there as well. You want to create, when you've had an attack, a fenced forensic environment. You have to have a known good copy of data. We also provide near instantaneous recovery, as we talked about, guaranteed on our primary storage, under 1 minute, regardless of data set size. And on the InfiniGuard, our purpose-built backup appliance, under 20 minutes guaranteed, regardless of data set size. You also want to make sure that InfiniSafe is integrated with your larger cybersecurity configuration. If you're using a SIM or SOAR packages, if you have a security operations center, you want to make sure that if they see a cyber attack, you don't pick up the phone, you don't text, you don't email the storage team. It just automatically gets the InfiniBoxes to start working to help reduce that threat window. And you also can use our cyber detection technology to use AI and ML technology to scan those snapshots to make sure they're free of malware, ransomware, or other cyber threats. You also, as you know, power is a big concern. You can't look at an IT publication that talks about AI. We're not talking about the incredible power needs for AI workloads. So we deliver incredibly efficient power technology. In fact, this is a comparison of us and one of our competitors. You can find this calculator on our website. You load the data in, and it will tell you how much you're going to save on power on storage. Now, we can't control the power you need to use from a compute perspective, but you can control the power you need from a storage perspective, which is critical in AI applications, workloads, and use cases. Of course, we mentioned our guarantees already. Again, if you're going to use AI right, you're probably going to use it 24/7 by 365, just like that Oracle database, just like your SAP, just like your Mongo, whatever you're doing in finance, whatever you're doing in your systems area, whatever you're doing in customer support. These things are running 24/7 by 365. So these guarantees help you do that. They give the performance, the availability, and help keep your AI workloads free from cyber threats. So when you look at building a workflow, again, don't forget, Wei Wang, our technology integration specialist, will be doing a demo also at the 2-day show. So please make sure that you get and see Wei's session as well to see a real-time demo. Now we have a number of resources in addition to what the AI Infrastructure Forum is doing. These are our own resources you could take a look at: blog, analyst white papers, videos, solutions. And we have a dedicated page as well on our website. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. And this presentation will be available from the AI Infrastructure Forum at the end of the sessions. Thank you.